that because that's like super early. That's like the first thing you do. So it better be a substantial chunk of content.
That would be such a troll. Oh my god.
The episodic question.
Okay, let's try this again. I am Brett Beck, a host of Triangle Square to Places podcast and Nartech Gaming. This is our watch along for Square Enix's E3 2019 conference. Sounds like we are golden in the audio department, so everyone just let us know if that changes. We will gladly keep up with that and do what we can to change it and fix it on the fly, but hopefully we have no more issues. If you are not familiar with me, I am Brett. This is Saul, co-host for Triangle Squared. That's what we normally do. We have a couple other things we do. We always do E3 watch-alongs under our Nartech Gaming umbrella, and if you like loose, random, all-topics go podcast, we also have a new podcast called Dickish at Best that you can find. But with that being said, let's get this show on the road. And Saul, I'm curious. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. What are your dream situations here? Because there's a rumor that Saul heard earlier that apparently there's a chance that this is going to be a 2-hour-long thing.
I won't
think
be
that's
here for 2 hours.
Very unlikely. Microsoft, I think, clearly knew that they were going to have the longest conference of them all.
I felt like Bethesda was longer than Microsoft.
Bethesda's wasn't that long.
Wasn't Bethesda like an hour and a half versus Microsoft's like an hour and 10?
No,
for some reason,
Microsoft's was, and I can tell that basically just off of the
maybe that's how
file
good the
size and
pacing
stuff.
was. Microsoft was compared to Bethesda's.
Yeah, like I said,
on.
Microsoft's didn't feel that long, but Bethesda had a couple of weird moments. Though I feel bad for the Bethesda people because there was that thing happening to where the people who were being so crazy in the crowd in the beginning, it kept making the people who were talking stop.
Yeah.
Because it was like.
You mean the paid actors?
Maybe if that's, I don't know if I believe that, but either way, it was obviously messing with the people who were up there. But with that said, Saul, I mean, any expectation at all or any weird dream that you hope happens, even if it doesn't?
We're going to see Tifa for Final Fantasy, that's for sure. We're going to get a new Final Fantasy trailer that's actually probably longer, and because like the newest one just shows, once again, the very early Midgar stuff and the very first boss fight in the game. Also, what's interesting about it, too, is that there's stuff in the game that wasn't previously in Final Fantasy VII. Those shadows that swirled around Aerith and Cloud, that was not a thing in the first game or in the original. So
see, that to me that screams,
I think that's the Sephiroth. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, we're not going to say too much, but to me that screams of things where you remember how they talked about with the original game being so held back by PS1's technology that there were ideas that they wanted to implement that they were unable to do.
Yeah.
And that to me screams like something that was probably originally intended and has just been iterated on as technology has gotten better. So
right.
They called the new trailer a teaser, says Josh.
Yeah, so I'm expecting a 3 to 5 minute trailer for 7, and then I'm thinking
potentially even a deep dive that may finally confirm how many parts it's going to be. Do you think that there's a chance that we get that information finally?
I hope so. I hope we get how many parts it's going to be, and I hope we get a price, because apparently Best Buy leaked it and it was $50, which is much more swallowable of a pill than $60, but we'll see.
Interesting. Because more interesting because if that's true, you know that Square is aware of the fact that they could easily charge $60 for every entry, problem.
That's what made me irritated. Is that I've said it before. If this was any other game series and not Final Fantasy VII, this would be $40 to $50 an episode, not $60.
Again, a lot of that does depend on. I refuse to have a real opinion on it until the game's in my hand and I can understand how big it is, like in scope and scale. And breadth of content, how much have they changed from the original and been able to iterate upon in different ways and add in that they originally wanted to add in. A lot of that makes it really hard to tell, but we will definitely see. Josh says they will charge $60 an entry. I believe so too, but
I'm still buying it regardless, but that's the thing, is that they know I'm going to buy it regardless.
They know that most people will buy it regardless. How do you feel about a lot of people thinking that there was a thing where Tetsuya and the Nomura in the past has talked about how 5 and 6 have not been remade or re-released in any real capacity?
That was my dream for this, is to get Final Fantasy 1 through 6 redone on the Switch.
Well, when you say redone, just remastered essentially and released on the Switch?
Just higher quality, different resolution, so it could fit the Switch screen without having to be really, really stretched out or really, really smushed in. Kind of what they did with 7.
Well, I was about to say, when they did that recent Final Fantasy dump for Switch, did it end up being, because I don't have a Switch, did it end up being, I know it was 7, 10, 9?
It was
8 was missing, right?
8, 9, 10, 11, or no, 8, 9, 10, 12, 10, 2.
I thought 8 was missing.
I didn't say 8.
You said, I thought you said 8, 9.
I thought I saw it at 9. I thought I
8,
said
9,
10.
10. So it should have been 7.
Maybe
Because 7, of course, happens. So
Yeah,
7, 9,
When's
10,
that coming
10,
out,
2,
by
and
the
12.
way?
Which one?
Final Fantasy VII on Switch.
It's already out, if I'm not mistaken.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think all of the Final Fantasy games have hit Switch already.
I'm about to be buying that tonight.
I mean, they did have a staggered release for them, but they weren't that far apart. So double check. I know that 9 is on Switch.
And there's a review for it for back to March. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick this up tonight. Look, yeah, it looks like I'm using an ad blocker. Yeah, I am. Screw your website.
But
I don't have people to remind me of what kind of things I buy online with cookies.
my hope is for Nier. That's one of my biggest things.
Now, that's a dream, but
Anything
I
Nier
don't.
related.
I'm far away from that because they are doing a big focus on Avengers. It seems. I don't really care about Avengers.
Avengers
but-
is not from the Japanese studios, is why I don't think that there'd be a need. There wouldn't be a problem with overlapping.
Well, they're still going to focus on Avengers a lot in this,
Sure.
just because of Endgame just now coming out.
2 biggest ones will be Avengers and 7. I'm sure we'll see some kind of an update, though. I actually hope they avoid the update showing off the stuff they've already shown for Shadowbringers for 14 online. There's a couple of things like
Josh
that.
says 12 might not be out for Switch, which I think is actually true.
That's probably right. Okay.
Because honestly, like that's like I said
Hey,
before.
Josh is here. Other Josh, Drago.
Oh, what's up,
Boring
Drago?
Lands
Where?
Hater is here.
Welcome back to
Is he not
Oh,
showing
I
up in
see him.
yours?
Yeah, I see him
Yeah,
now.
there he is.
few minutes away.
Can you buy this yet?
Final Fantasy VII.
Doesn't show it on Google Shopping. Oh,
Yeah,
wait, never mind.
it's-
It should probably help if I type in Switch in the bar. $50 from Best Buy.
But is that with a release date? Visit that
It
site.
says our Best Buy has it.
Okay, well
So
there you
I
go.
guess it is out.
I guess it is out. Maybe not completely over there in
wanna take
Australia, Josh. We're not sure.
Since I'm not really digging Days Gone, I think that's what I'm gonna do for my vacation. Is I'm gonna deep dive into maybe 7 and 12 on Switch because I've deep dived into 10 enough.
Yeah.
And 7, like I said.
Do you ever play 10 too? I never have.
No, I didn't care to.
Yeah, me either.
But,
Not even just because it felt like a weird. I don't know. I guess I've always had the feeling that in my mind, 10 doesn't feel like it needs to be continued.
Nope. 10, I think, ended really, really well, despite what people say about the ending of that game and the thing that happened. And I do think that the final boss was done fine. I think that the main villain of Seymour was done perfectly fine. Well, Seymour and then
Hey, Josh.
Sin. I
The
guess.
reason that we're doing IGN stream is that there's not a lot of other streams that are going to be. We don't want to do a react on top of someone else's react, and this will just be a straight stream of the stream. So it's part of what we're doing. Hey, Elzabib, how you doing, man?
Yeah, he's got cool armor. He's got like 900 armor set. Of course I want to play.
What's that?
And a lot of money.
Is what stream behind?
I'm trying to figure out, is our stream literally... No, it's not 2 minutes behind. So why is the countdown timer on the stream say 4 minutes when it's 3 minutes till? And it's almost 5 minutes in the timer. It's like 4 minutes and 35 seconds.
Yeah, I mean it's just until they start.
But
But look, it's
Microsoft
it's
nailed it by starting on
7:56, and it's saying there's 4 minutes left.
My computer says 7:57.
Well, that means your computer needs to be updated to the atomic clock, Saul. Let's see, other things I want to do, and I'm hoping for. I do hope that we see new IP, as I've mentioned a number of times in the episodes leading up to this. I have just been wanting to see new IP across the board because it does get to that point where we're seeing something like a remake of 7 and, of course, Avengers. Avengers is something new in the gaming sphere for at least as reasonable as you want to say. I mean, there are things like the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games and whatnot, but I think when you're looking at this, that is a little new. But I'm not considering it new IP as much as I'm thinking of like a completely original idea. Now, Nier does get a pass. Outside of that, I would love to see something new from Nier just because I like Yoko Taro. If I don't get something new from Nier in terms of a brand new game, I would like a remaster of Nier. Or even weirdly enough,
I want a remaster from Nier.
they have teased before the potential of a Drakengard 1 through 3 remaster.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that either.
The only thing about that is Drakengard 1 does not play very well now.
This dude said avocado and quesadillas is the bomb. Get out of here. You're not a real Mexican. For reference of those that are watching out of context, Kiki is in fact a real Mexican. I just can't wait for him to respond back to that.
Yeah, I'm not an avocado person either.
I like avocado in select things because it's essentially like a green tasting butter.
I disagree with that, but I'm not going to die on that hill.
He said, I am a jumping bean.
Oh, be careful. These
Kiki-
Twitch rules might get us.
Kiki with the laughs. Now, there's nothing, not slandery. What is it? Just now
Hey.
you're racist there.
Hey, all I'm saying is I don't know what the Twitch rules are.
Just don't say anything.
We don't stream very often.
Just don't say anything that's hateful. Now, if I said
We love Kiki.
I
He knows
hate
that.
jumping beans,
Well, now you're going to get clipped out of context, Saul. Good job.
that's fine. Context is key, and I know this.
All right, guys, everybody in the chat, throw us your one big wish that you see come out of this. My last one I'll give you guys is I would like to see Square, if not with new IP, and that's not where we land, I would like to see Square reboot some of their Square soft properties that we've not seen in a good long time. So one of those would be, I think, a Parasite Eve, either remake of the first one or even a total reboot, which I think would probably be a little bit more palatable. Something along the lines of what they're doing with 7, which is kind of a reimagining of it. I think that that's a really cool franchise that has been underutilized, but I also have high hopes for those cool teasers that we keep getting of those, just the engine teasers that they have.
Taz said yet another IGN joke. Looks like Square Enix is streaming from the depths of hell. So red.
Let's see. Kiki says a new IP would be awesome, and a Parasite Eve reboot with added story elements. That's my
I
boy
almost
right
guarantee
there.
we're gonna get Parasite Eve reboot. I think it's almost confirmed at this point. Not even going off spoilers, but just going off of the like concept art and stuff we've seen lately. Which some of it isn't made clear on if it's fan art or not, which is what's really creepy about it.
Final Fantasy 1 through 6 out today with trophies.
God of War X Kingdom Hearts. I'd rather have Star Wars X Kingdom Hearts, in my opinion.
Well, do you remember this ties back to his question he gave us in Reader Mail of how he would like to see what a God of War Keyblade would look like? Yeah. So
That
I'm
would
with
be
you.
kind of cool.
With you, Josh. We'll see. I mean, I'm more. How much stuff do you think we're going to see in here that ends up actually being PlayStation exclusive?
Dude,
Because you know they've reiterated,
really.
they've reiterated that, and this is just across the board in a lot of Japanese games, right? Because some of these are Atlas, but there's a lot of Japanese reiterating that there is PlayStation exclusivity. So far as the show, again with the Final Fantasy stuff, they're treating it as a PlayStation exclusive right now, as they should, because that's what the deal is.
It said it at it's play it first on PlayStation in the very first trailer. Go ahead and throw it up on the big screen for us, because it's about to start in 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah, we got 30 seconds, so we are going to do that real quick. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the stream priority.
Now Josh says Nier X Kingdom Hearts. That would be pretty dope.
Nier X Kingdom Hearts would be cool. I think that Nier is a good property for them to be able to do a lot with. Guys, we're going to pull the audio up. One thing we want y'all to do for us is let us know if the audio is overwhelming one way or the other, but we're going to keep an eye on that, and we should be able to control it on our side to where we see it.
We'll see you
Corey, I'm
afterwards.
glad you stopped mowing your yard to come help us. I mean, to come watch us.
Yep. All right, guys.
Big screen.
Here we are. Oh, Lord. 1 second.
I can't tell what they're cheering at because it's such a tiny screen.
Hold on.
Yeah, I see a lot of green. Is that the
It looks like
live
the
stream?
Final Fantasy VII continue screen.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, the Buster Blader. Buster Blader. That's
The Buster
That's a
Blade.
Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Oh, Lord.
The Buster Blade.
Here we are.
The Buster Sword. What? Did I have an aneurysm midstream?
I think you did, but that's okay. You got health insurance, thankfully.
A little higher for the stream or for us?
Probably for the stream. Y'all tell us how that is.
Yeah, compare our voice to the stream.
It's my girl, Aerith. Can't believe people were complaining about her design. It's beautiful.
Oh, it is. I love it. You know what this throws me back to?
The Final Fantasy VII
tech
remake
demo.
from 2005.
Yeah,
And it looks even better.
it does. It's interesting they use the same scene.
Well, it's iconic, man.
It is. No, I'm not saying it's bad.
This is
they
even
use
how
the
they
same
start
scene.
Crisis Core, you know?
They did start Crisis Core this way, didn't they?
Yep.
Okay, so we got a teaser.
And they're going to go, "Bing," part 1. I'm kidding.
Please don't have.
Please welcome
Okay. I thought they were
Yoshinori
about to do orchestra
Kitase,
stuff.
producer, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
But it's a big step up from last year's real quick and fire and go.
Last year was pre-recorded,
That's what I'm saying.
which is what we'll get tomorrow morning with the Nintendo.
Sure. Uh-oh.
His microphone is not working.
大変嬉しく思います。22年間の時を経て、あのキャラクターたちが非常に美しく、さらに魅力的になって帰ってきました。
Subtitles?
I'm very happy to be able to
Hey, what's up,
introduce
Atlas?
this long-beloved title once again.
After 22 years, the familiar characters we love have returned while becoming more beautiful and captivating than ever before.
今まで応援し続けてくださっているファンの皆さん、長年のサポートありがとうございます。大変お待たせいたしました。新たなる冒険へと共に踏み出すことを非常に楽しみにしております。
To our longtime fans, we thank you for your support and patience over these years, and we look forward to embarking on this journey together.
FF7 をリメイクするにあたって、ファイナルファンタジー7の世界観やキャラクターたちをより深く今回は描いております。ファイナルファンタジー7リメイクプロジェクトの最初の作品となる本作では、ミッドガルのストーリーを広大にかつ緻密に語っております。またゲームデザインも今作用に最適化しておりまして、ブルーレイ2枚組相当のボリュームを見込んでおります。一本の独立したゲームとして十分期待に応える作品になっております。
Remaking Final Fantasy VII has allowed us to dive much deeper into the world and its characters than ever before. The game design was optimized for this title as well, and we anticipate 2 Blu-ray discs worth of gameplay content.
Two episodes.
Well, hold on.
The first game in this project
Does that
expands
mean
on the
each
story of
releases to,
Midgar
like Red
and is
Dead
such
Redemption
an
was?
elaborate retelling that it has become a solid standalone game in its own right.
これからご紹介する映像およびゲームプレイで、ファンの方の、期待を決して裏切らない皆さんのね、よく知っているFF7 に再会できることとなります。
Through the content we are about to unveil today, and through all that we have yet to unveil, we will not disappoint your expectations.
Give me Crisis
Your
Core.
reunion with the Final Fantasy VII you know is near.
それと同時にですね、当時を知らないゲームファンの方は、全く
They already brought
新
up
しい、ね、
NAR?
ファイナルファンタジーと出会うことになります。
To newcomers who never played the original, we present to you a completely new Final Fantasy and a perfect starting point to explore the world of Final Fantasy VII.
Whoa.
Please welcome
First of
Neil
all,
Pabon,
don't
Senior
you dare
Manager,
say that,
Product
Corey.
Marketing, Square Enix.
So what I'm going to assume is they're going to have a starter game, a new spin-off. That's what they just made it sound
本日は
like.
ですね、ニール
We're
に
gonna
ゲ
see.
ームプレイを紹介してもらいます。
So, Neil is here to introduce you and walk you through gameplay.
Kind of like a 0.2.
Thank you, Katase-san.
Yeah.
If that's what if that's what
All
they
right,
meant.
everyone.
I don't know. I'm not sure
Let's
that it
mosey.
was, but we'll see.
Final Fantasy VII Remake features a hybrid gameplay system that merges real-time action with strategic command-based combat. For starters, each press of the square button is a swing of Cloud's Buster Sword. Cloud attacks, dodges, and blocks all in real time. His standard attacks do some damage, but they barely scratch the surface of Cloud's true potential. Succeeding on the battlefield requires much more than just hacking and slashing. Cloud needs to be tactical. He needs ATB. 2 ATB bars are displayed in the lower
gonna
right.
say,
These
active
fill up
time
slowly
battle.
over
Yeah.
time, but fill much faster as Cloud lands standard attacks.
So this is kind of like a mix
Once an
between
ATB
original
bar is
7
full,
and
Crisis
You can
12.
enter
Oh, well,
tactical
yeah.
mode,
Alongside Crisis
where time
Core
slows to a crawl,
even
and
15.
you have the opportunity to choose actions from the command menu.
This is dope.
Katase-san, I've had the pleasure of seeing quite a bit of the game, but tactical mode never gets old for
So
me.
there's
I could just sit
something
here
like this in
all day
15
long
as
and
well.
watch
There's
this
something like this in
beautiful
12.
slow motion action.
If I remember correctly, where you can
観
make
客の皆
basically
さん
make
ね、
it
おそらく
turn-based.
ね、他の部分ももう少し見たいのではないかと思いますが、皆さんいかがでしょう。
I think the audience would like to see more. Isn't that right, everyone?
Fair enough. Good point. Good point.
Yeah?
Well, once in tactical mode, you can choose to perform various abilities, such as Cloud's Braver attack.
Ooh.
I was
Using an
wondering how
item in battle will
Yeah.
complete an
attacks would
ATB
come back.
charge,
Yeah, me
and if
too.
Cloud has the right materia equipped and enough MP, he can use ATB charges to cast spells.
That's cool,
Of course, this being a remake, we're sure to see some familiar faces.
Tifa.
With the use of his iconic gun arm, Barrett is able to target enemies at a distance.
Did you say Barrett?
Barrett's standard attacks generate
said
ATB
Barrett.
charges similar to Cloud,
It's still
but his
Barrett.
abilities
Yeah, I know.
are entirely
I think he just said it
different.
quickly, and it just sounded like
Switching
Baird.
between characters in combat is done with a single button press, which makes rotating through party members a snap. Speaking of other party members, Katase-san, when are we going to see Tifa in action?
So you can legit play as the other people.
Maybe
Learning a lesson.
soon.
Learning a lesson
Soon.
from 15.
All
You know, they
right.
added that later.
Characters will continue to fight even when you're not controlling them
So it is a
directly.
very
but it's
new
up to
evolution of
you to
turn-based.
choose how and when ATB charges are used. You can maximize your effectiveness by switching between characters or issuing commands to characters with full ATV bars.
This is so cool.
Dude, I'm really digging this. It's a good mix.
Every enemy has a
And it's a
focus
way I think
gauge
you can
that
make
fills
people
up
happy
as you
who
do
wanted
damage.
it to be
When
turned.
the gauge is full, the
I'm
enemy
happy
becomes
with it.
staggered and you'll deal
still
bonus damage.
would have
Tactical
preferred
mode
turn-based
evokes the
over
command
15
selections
combat,
from
but
the
this is
original
just
Final
fine.
Fantasy VII and allows players to enjoy battle while taking the time to think strategically. For players who prefer fast-paced action, abilities and spells can be
Oh
bound
God,
to
these
shortcuts for
comments are
immediate
crazy.
execution. Shortcuts make combat extremely dynamic, but
So
the
you can
choice of
actually
using
swap
them
it out
is
of tactical
entirely
mode
up
if
to
you don't
you.
want it.
Right, Katase-san?
そうですね、プレイスタイルに合わせて楽しめるゲームになっておりますので、ぜひご期待ください。
That's right. The game has
I
been
agree,
made so that you
Alice.
can choose how to play. I hope players get excited about this.
As someone who wanted turn-based as well, this is a good
Well, that's a brief
compromise.
introduction to combat in Final Fantasy VII Remake, and we look forward to showing you a whole lot more in the coming months. For
And
now,
I think the coolest thing
let's
about it is
see
you
how
don't have
Cloud
to do
and
it.
Barrett do against a more
So if you really want to
formidable
keep this
Are
as a
they-
pure action game as much as possible,
So this isn't a spoiler, but they're really about to show the first boss fight.
I'm down. Let's see it.
Yep, the bomb and everything. Oh man, this is cool. I can't ever remember what this boss's name though. Is it just Scorpion?
Scorpion.
Scorpion
Sentinel.
Sentinel, okay. I knew it had Scorpion in its name.
I thought it was,
It's
but
part
I
of
was
it.
like, I don't know. You know, I never did get to play 15 with the ability to switch people. I wonder how much it actually changed the feel of the game. Because it looks like in this,
Well,
the
it's-
characters are all so different that it changes the feel of the game a lot
What it-
depending on who you're playing with.
What it probably accomplishes really well that a turn-based game has that I don't think 15 really did is that you have that mindset of what character you're using and what to use with that character and when to use it, and it gives you that ability on the fly, which is really cool.
We'll see. Like I said, Atlas, I think you played 15 later in its stages after the updates. Let me know how it is. I'm not necessarily going to go back and play a ton of it, but I'm just more curious to see how much they've already done that could be re-implemented in this game from a mechanical perspective.
Was it called Guard Scorpion, Corey? Because Sentinel Scorpion or Scorpion Sentinel sounds right, but that may just make sense on why, because they Sentinel and
Well, and you think about where we are in localizing games these days, it's kind of like how originally Aerith was Aerith because of a mislocalization. You know
it
what I
is
mean?
Guard Scorpion. Okay. So are we gonna get to see?
Bingo. Focus on that core.
Tifa?
I'm sure.
I had to concentrate on moving my leg because my legs still hurts.
What I'm really interested to see is what the
Game's garbage. I won't touch it now. More for me.
Take him down.
Man, I really want to go back through this game as a proper adult. Pick up on stuff that I didn't pick up on the first time.
the last time I played this game I was 13,
I was 16,
12?
I think. The last time I fully beat the game. No. I was 18. It was 2009.
Ironically, the last time I played this game, I was 13. Last time I played this game was when Seth brought your copy over.
I don't know where that is, and I'm still mad, and I still have the collector's edition. Strategy Guide, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know.
It has, or maybe it's like the collector's edition. It's probably
Seth
just
brought
the
it
classic.
over, and I copied it to my computer so I could play it on the emulator.
Yeah, I don't know what. It was the greatest version, the yellow or the green.
It was the green spine.
Yeah. I really wish I knew what that was.
So it's still worth a good like $30 right now.
I wouldn't trade that in.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying that still thinking of what value is when you're sitting there in your house. It's not bad for an old game.
Yeah. The strategy guide is still sitting on my bookshelf too.
Yeah, the ability to cover is pretty cool, Kiki, and adds a layer of tactical part,
Yeah,
and that's what they were saying.
Considering he just blew that cover away too, it's not like you can't just hide behind it forever.
You can't abuse it. Game is gorgeous. I mean, they've already shown us that with Kingdom Hearts 3 that they know how to make a good-looking game in Unreal Engine 4.
So are they gonna let us see the escape sequence of this too?
I hope so.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope. But I highly doubt it. It's crazy how much of the game you remember that you previously did see it as a remaster.
Kiki said the switch between characters is like 15 for sure.
Going in.
So?
You're as good as dead.
Uh-oh.
Was that cross slash?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, okay.
I like the real simplistic way that they're doing Gil and experience and all that stuff on the side.
Yeah, it's not just a...
it's visually appealing.
Or it's not some annoying character saying ba 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 like in 15.
Yeah.
Come on, let me see the escape sequence.
Again, dude, the aesthetic for 7 is just so cool.
20 minutes until detonation.
Wait a second. Wasn't the bomb ticking down as you fought the boss? Or do I have that remembered wrong?
You know what? No, it wasn't. It was turn-based. That would. I'm fairly
I
positive.
still thought
they
the
would
boss
do that.
battle was timed.
Showed you how it's done. Come on, we got me.
Are you saying Final Fantasy 15 was beautiful, Corey?
He's talking about the reference from Prompto when he would do the old.
I know.
Please welcome Tetsuya Nomura, director, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
It's my boy. And everyone was saying that 15 or that 7 remake was going to happen and for another couple of years because of 3. I knew it.
Thank you for joining us,
of
Nomura-san.
Kingdom
It
Hearts
is an
3.
absolute honor to have you here. Katase-san, how do you feel working with Nomura-san once again on Final Fantasy VII Remake?
はい、彼とはですね、原作の FF7 以降、何作もね、一緒にね、その後も仕事はしてるんですけども、今作のようにね、再びね、ディレクション、キャラクターデザイナー、そしてね、ストーリーとね、がっつり組むのはまた久しぶりなのでね、22年前と全く変わらない熱量でね、今作でも取り組んでいる姿を見てね、私も正直ね、喜んでいます。
Since the original Final Fantasy VII, I've worked with him on many titles, but it has been a while since we've actually had him work so heavily on a project like this, from the direction to character design to the story. And I'm really happy to see him working on this title with the same passion that he had 22 years ago.
はい。
野村さん、コメントどうぞ。
He does have Kingdom Hearts shoes on.
今まで結構長い間お待たせしましたが、ずっと応援してくださっているファンの皆様、本当にありがとうございました。そしてですね、皆さん今日初めて
It's interesting to hear them talk about such a deep dive the development's been.
Well, they haven't done that for a game in a while.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it, you know, 15 was rush developed to meet deadline. And they've had a lot of time on this.
So first and foremost, we wanted to extend our gratitude to those who have been waiting so patiently and have been supporting us for such a long time until now. And also, we've taken a look at gameplay right now, and we fairly showed you a good bit.
でですね、そういうわけなので、皆さんぜひ触れてみたいんじゃないかなと思いましてですね、実際に、触ってみたいですかね。
And I was wondering, do you guys want to actually play the game?
Is there going to be a demo, like has been rumored for a while?
I really hope so.
ということでですね、明日から開催されます
That would be a big
E3
win
のです
over
ね、
for
スクエアエニッ
fans.
クスブースの方で、7リメイク、プレイアブル出展していますので、ぜひ機会のある方は、触れてみてください。
So we actually have playable demo kiosks available at the Square Enix E3 booth. So I hope you have the opportunity to try it out.
Okay, but what about for us at home?
はい。それではですね、最後に、皆さんにご覧いただきたいものがありますので、ぜひ、昨日はですね、コンサートの方でショート版のトレーラーを、公開しましたけども、
Well, Corey, the release date was leaked last night, 3/3/20.
It wasn't leaked.
I mean, not released, it was
Finally,
revealed.
there is something that we wanted
by
to show
PlayStation.
you.
Yeah, it's
Yesterday
3/3/2020.
we showed you a short version of a trailer at the Final Fantasy VII concert. But today we have a longer version.
Cool. Give me some info about the
それで
episodes.
はお願いします。
All right, please take a look.
Let me see Tifa, let me see Sephiroth in action, and I'll be happy. I got chills. Hey, Loveless in the background.
Was it?
Yep. Ha. That's also an iconic scene too.
These sewer rats appear to call themselves Avalanche, sir.
Ooh. All right then.
Fancy.
For saving my life.
See it in the back of the sword too, just like earlier.
You think he's a keeper?
Oh my god. Y'all gotta look at the bigger picture here. Nothing worth fighting for was ever won without sacrifice.
Help me!
Isn't it kind of interesting to get voices for some of these characters we haven't seen or we have never heard?
You actually get to see Aerith in battle. That's cool. There's Tifa in battle right now. Or there was.
Oh, did you see her name inside?
I didn't see her. I saw her name.
Yeah. I love it. She looks great too. There was all those worried about her them changing her design. It's perfect.
It is.
It's perfect.
I heard you're having second thoughts.
I know we have to think big if we're going to make a difference.
These on her gloves and everything.
I feel trapped. My turn.
Me too, Corey.
Me.
Tifa, take my wedding band. The funny thing is, Annie's at home watching this. I love you, Annie. Can you turn my Switch on for me and download Final Fantasy VII, please?
Does Annie like any of the Final Fantasy games?
She's never played them.
I didn't think so, but I was curious. Well, that Shinra build was looking good.
She's watched me play them a couple times, though.
Enemy design
Mainly
is great.
14.
Like they knew people wanted to see Tifa. That's why they had to show this long focus on her. Hey, look!
You actually could see Cloud's sword in combat, like when you change it.
You're not
Mhm.
here. What? Cloud, I have a favor to ask of you. Run away. You have to leave. You have to live.
You bastard!
Hold on to that hatred.
I didn't want to spoil that from earlier.
Oh, that's so dope, though.
That's kind of what I thought it was.
Oh, look.
The Sephiroth clones.
Your girl said she loves you, too.
Thank you.
Still interesting that they're being cagey about how many releases it's going to be.
Give me the
Boy, that
give me
steel
the
book.
info.
Ooh, I love it.
Is this a collection? That does not look good.
The motorcycle's cool, but I hate those jointed figures.
His face. I'm not a fan.
I wanted a real. Give me that as a statue. That's what I want.
What is this? Okay, so we're out of Final Fantasy now. This is Life is Strange. Or
Yep.
no, is this Captain
No,
Spirit?
this is Life is Strange.
Okay.
New episode.
Is Captain Spirit the name of the game? The one little boy?
Something like that. Yeah, I think it's Captain Spirit. Yep. Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit.
I know what happened with you guys in Seattle.
Is that the
Atlas
guy
Unchained
from,
said Fable?
Is that the guy from
How do you feel?
Silicon Valley?
Those misfits. Come on!
Who? See if it shows me again.
TJ? I think it's his name. TJ something? I can't think of his last name.
I love the setting. It's so beautiful, man.
Time to hit the road.
Crash says, hey, say hey to his wife. She's watching from work. Hey, Jess.
Hey, Jess. What's up?
You'll be fine.
Hope you're enjoying.
As long as we're together.
I want to see what his power can do.
Come on, Daniel. You got this.
Starting to be able to control his powers.
Interesting that they're doing this with,
streamers in mind.
How far? Well, no,
Let's players.
Yeah, but also, how do you move forward with a series like this and constantly thinking of new ways to do powers that are going to work around an episodic setup? You know?
What are they doing? Are they letting people? They letting like the Let's players decide what's going to happen?
I doubt it.
Or is this just Let's Play reactions? Because that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I think it's just reactions.
I miss Dad. I'm so sorry, Daniel.
I haven't played this at all yet.
It's the same for me.
Bro hug. What a nice dude, man.
It's the puppy! The puppy! We got a puppy!
Well, just ruin everything for me. Why don't you?
You haven't played this game yet, Square. I kind of wanted to. It looked fun last year when you revealed it.
Do it, Daniel! Now!
Oh, this is gonna be the cliffhanger.
That's so sad.
God damn it.
Stop, Daniel. I said stop.
Don't grab
This game's been free for a while.
That was so intense.
No.
It's my power, not
Captain
yours.
Spirit has, but
Well, that's what I'm
not
talking about.
not Life is Strange
That's the
2.
ending, isn't it?
I honestly can't tell the difference between these two games.
This game
They
is
both look like the
awesome.
exact same.
I think they tie into each other.
Huh.
So is Life is Strange 2 done? I thought
It
there
is,
was,
Corey.
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, now that's been it, guys. I'll see y'all later. I'm gonna go get food.
Think we'll see Babylon's Fall re-revealed?
I don't even know what that is.
The new Platinum Games Square thing that they showed off last year that had the real... What?
Crystal Chronicles.
Oh! I love this game.
Dude, this was one of my favorite
GameCube games.
DS games.
Adventurers who journey to protect their home. These are the Crystal Chronicles.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
If we had no crystals,
that baby.
miasma would consume us all, correct?
Never did I imagine.
I know what he said, but it sounds like my asthma.
Yeah.
Can you give me like the
online
beta visuals,
multiplayer mode,
possibly?
Caravan with friends wherever they may be.
At least they're keeping the online presence thing there, which is cool.
Yeah, and online instead of just co-op. Because, you know, originally with GameCube, it was just local.
No, DS had online.
I never played the DS one.
Okay, DS one
Final
was
Fantasy
fantastic.
Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition.
Was it the
Okay.
same game and just a port?
No.
Or was it a sequel?
Okay, this is coming to Switch. Cool. Let me look at. I can't think of what the
Hey!
surname is called.
Octopath going to PS4. I actually did mean to bring this up because I know it already came to PC or coming to PC. It's been announced. But is it going to come to PS4? This would be the time to announce it.
If it does, you boys need to play that game.
Oh, I will. If it came to Switch, I'd play it. Right? I mean, Switch. If it came to Vita, I'd play it, but I know it won't.
No, that's definitely
I will not lose to you.
I do like the graphical style of that game.
Oh, dude, the graphical style, the characters, the visuals, the soundtrack, everything about that game is really, really good. I really need to finish that game.
Conjure lightning.
This will settle things.
At the bottom it said review from the Nintendo Switch game. So it's implying this is PS4.
Well, they said it comes to PC, which has already been announced.
That's
but
already
they're
been
just bringing
announced.
it again.
Yeah, so I doubt they're
I hope
doing
this is coming to PS4.
Echoes of Time. No. Ring of Fates is what it's called on DS.
Yep. So still just Steam. That's just so it's released on.
Well, you got a gaming
PC.
computer.
Yeah, but I'd
At least
rather
you can
play
experience it.
Yeah.
That's because those kind of games you definitely gonna try platinum.
Hold up. What am I seeing here? Hold up. Is this what is the game called? Help me, Saul. Xbox 360 game. I know it is because you're excited about it. What's the game called? Last Remnant? Yeah, The Last Remnant.
Now that's a real surprise.
Hadn't that already been announced? Available tonight on Switch.
If it's been announced, that was something I have somehow completely missed.
I think the PS4 version's been out.
Has it?
Yes.
How did I miss that?
Yes. PS4 version's already been out. I thought so. And it's
How
only,
did I miss that?
And it's only $20.
Maybe I did miss that. Maybe I just stuck it in the back of my mind and I completely forgot until now.
It's the one, the only, the builder of the game. It's Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool to get on Switch because the first. I wanted to play this game to go, and I tried it on Vita, and the frame rate was really, really bad.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't have a single problem with it on Vita.
And I meant to buy it on Switch.
The building, cooking, and
Weird.
creation of all things.
I knew the second one wasn't going to be coming to
And
Vita,
captured the
sadly.
builders. All hope seems to be lost until you, a young apprentice builder, manages to escape the clutches of evil.
There's something so charming about the
On the
Akira
deserted
Toriyama
shores
style.
of the Isle of Awakening, and with the help of your spirited and mysterious companion, Malroth.
See, even Corey didn't have any idea about Last Remnant either. Either I somehow completely missed that, or I completely forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, I think it was remade on Unreal Engine 4.
Children of Harkon. Travel the diverse islands and discover your true potential as a master
Stardew is
builder.
better. Stardew's a
There
kind
is
of different
land
game,
adventure
Corey.
with many islands offering unlimited
Yeah, I would
building
agree.
combinations. You will have to master new crafting skills on each island.
Didn't
I got pretty far in the
even
first
more
Builders
to
on Vita.
create.
I got to like the 5th world that you go to because it's broken up by what world
Everything in
you
Dragon
finish
Quest Builders 2
the
is
stuff in
much,
one
much
world. It's not like
bigger.
Minecraft. You finish the stuff in one world, then you teleport to another.
Dude, all my favorite Square games are coming out on Switch. This is a glorious time. Is it though? I mean, kinda. I don't think you can grow crops and stuff in this game.
The world is humongous.
I don't think you can, but if we're really talking about Stardew, even though I haven't played Stardew, Stardew still has to contend with a game that has the same elements as well as more, and that is
You couldn't swim in the first game.
Rune Factory.
Climb the
Yeah, you
highest
could swim.
mountains to catch the sunset.
Pretty sure.
And glide
I could be
home
remembering.
to
Ooh,
rest
Paragon.
up for your next
They're ripping
day
off Breath of the Wild. This is
adventure.
heresy.
But beware, monsters
See, Corey, you can
roam
get this on
land
Switch
will
and we'll
need
play
to
it
be
together.
Dispatched with cunning composure. Luckily, accompanying you on your quest is the enigmatic Malroth, an aggressive amnesiac with a
He looks like a
fondness
rival.
for fighting foes. Use powerful
Hey, Corey,
attacks
how
on the
good is the
battlefield
dungeon
to take
crawling
down
in Stardew?
monstrous beasts.
I know it's a fairly deep element of it.
Work together with
Did
your
you see the
villagers
Terraria's
to
Games
till
last
soil,
update?
plant
Mhm.
seeds, and raise a multitude of crops. Be sure to customize the way you build your
Oniaki
fields
together?
to
Yeah, I'm
support
down
the
for
kind
that.
of crops you're growing.
I hope to
Harvest
see more of that
anything
here
from the
tonight.
humble cabbage and wheat to tantalizingly tasty tomatoes.
I do like the look though, because it's still the blocky look that Minecraft has. That looks really cool, but it's way
You
more
and
detailed.
3 friends
It's way more
team up
detailed. The
online
character
to
models
build
look way better.
anything
Yeah,
you
because
can
the
imagine.
character models aren't blocky as well.
Let your
Yeah.
creativity run
But also
wild.
things like the pianos and everything look like they should.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very charming art style.
The only limit is your imagination.
Is that?
Call on
Oh,
your
okay,
friends
that's 4
and
people. I thought that was
build
6
your
people at
fate.
first.
Yeah, co-op is going to be a big difference on this. I actually think I probably would have stuck around with playing the first one a little bit more if there were co-op.
Is it not 2-player co-op in that game?
Nope.
Road you build
They
is
talked about
paved
wanting
with
to add it, but they didn't know if the
builder.
game was going to be a success anyway. And the first one did really well, so they said that they were going to work on it for co-op in this game.
Bring an
And there we
end
go,
to
we got it.
destruction.
Hey, Brett, you might want to click that link that's in the Discord so you can pre-order this if you want it. Pre-order's up right now.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
If it had joints, if it didn't have joints, I'd get it. But
Yeah, I'm not impressed with Cloud's face. Look at it. It looks something's off about it.
It's all those figures that have that look weird because they're not statues. They're made to be movable figures. They're just, is what it is. It's cool that it's getting one, but it just means I don't have to spend any money.
Hey, you were just talking about oh, never mind. It's Dragon Quest. I don't know why I thought this was the game that you said a second ago. Wait a second.
The game I just said a second ago.
Yeah, Rune Factory. Square Enix doesn't do Rune Factory.
No, they don't. Marvelous does.
Yes. Man, that game's so deep you would think Square Enix did it though.
Let's do this. I believe in you. I believe in
Is that really $330?
Oh yeah, dude. The one for 15 was crazy priced as well.
If I haven't played it, I should. I'm waiting for it to come out on Switch. Which this
I haven't yet. I don't know.
That's gonna replace that. That's gonna fill that JRPG hole till Tales of Risen comes out. Now, what is that in there?
When you play it on the 3DS, the game looks like the original in real time on the bottom screen, and then you play the new 3DS version.
Can I do that in Switch?
I
Can
don't
I
think
like
so.
play all that in Switch?
And maybe if that's what this is saying, Switch edition. So
Okay,
probably
but
you might be able to real time flip between them.
Oh.
I like this little picture frame motif they got going on.
Final Fantasy is more engrossing to me, LCB, but I do love me some Dragon Quest. All the way back to when it used to be called Dragon Warriors. What was their first game in 2016? What studio would this be? Oh, nothing I care about. I don't like point and click like that.
Oh, this looks kind of cool.
I heard, yeah, Turing Test. I heard that game's decent.
I haven't played any of these though.
Is this Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, is this the same developer as Inside? I can't remember who developed that game. Inside, I'm pretty sure it's 2016.
Playdead.
Up to Hedron.
Right, Playdead Studios.
Forgotten Man.
World of Final Fantasy is one that is being suggested to you a couple times there, Saul. About for your JRPG kick. It's got some Pokemon-like elements in it.
Yeah, I saw Josh recommend that to me in Discord the other day. I meant to tell him that I have it on Vita, but now after my Vita has changed a little bit, I'll probably have to get it on Switch. All right, Microsoft, what are we doing with all these cars?
We're fans from Mexico, and we're the founders of Original Fire Games.
Over the last few decades, we have seen a fascinating evolution in racing games. And nowadays, you can drive almost any type of car on amazing
Corey said lame
recreations of
car
the
game,
best
go
tracks in
pee,
the
Saul.
world.
I peed before the show.
However, we believe it's time to try something different. We want to do this by reviving a style that pioneered racing games decades ago.
Our game mixes top-down racing with a classic, sharp arcade look and tactile driving physics, which brings together a whole range of styles and eras of motorsport.
We are delighted to share this moment with you.
And show a sneak preview of our game, which Square Enix Collective will publish in 2020.
Join us for the ride, and see you again soon.
I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't get much more info about Final Fantasy VII. The Tifa reveal was nice, and everything else was. I just really want to know the episodic plan.
And I still think that they're doing this thing where they're being cagey about it, so that if they, for some reason, decide that when they're going through the next game, because think about it this way: if the first part is 2 Blu-ray discs by itself.
Well, they didn't specify that though.
Yeah, you're right.
Just said
they
two Blu-ray discs.
But they never talked about anything past that, so that doesn't imply. It's so vague that I'm fairly positive they'll come back and say, no, we just mean that the game will have to have 2 Blu-ray discs to play by itself for this installment, and that's it.
What is this?
But
I know it's 1944, but
whilst keeping your movement nimble and your aim precise if you hope to beat out the competition.
What a weird game to
There
show.
are multiple game modes for you and your team to dive into.
Unless this is all running on Switch, which that would actually kind of fit a market that Switch doesn't have right
and
now.
perfect your tactics in the highly competitive Wartide game mode. Face It's competitive toolset is fully integrated into the game, bringing world-renowned competitive.
yeah, I want the steel case version 2 Kiki. That's what I'm going to get for 7. That's enough for me.
The more I look at this game, the more I'm pretty sure this is a Switch game.
Kill enemies, win matches, and rank up to demonstrate your Battalion 1944 prowess and unlock visual customization rewards.
Well, see, it's weird. Some shots like that look really good. Some other shots just don't.
Well, also, what is it? If it's a PS4 game, is it a $20 like, online-only game?
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I would think.
Whilst tracking your in-game
Hard to say.
accomplishments and providing you with an easy way to compare them against your friends via in-game leaderboards. Hold the Axis offensive.
You are right, though. If this is coming to Switch, this is a market that's genuinely underserved.
Yeah, and the reason I think that is because a lot of the UI things, like the .5 coming up, or +5, it's like it's small, not overcrowded. So on handheld, you can see it, and it won't slow this game down.
And a variety of weapons at your disposal. Play as a team and compete to be top of the leaderboards. Available now on Steam.
Yikes. Big yikes.
Saul, can you not use the yikes?
Big yikes.
Square Enix Music. I guess I'm out of the loop. I didn't know that this was a thing.
Massive yikes. Well, you don't like that word?
It's weird said out loud. It's much more palatable in text.
You just got to hear it said out loud enough. You don't think so? Yikes.
So is this what they're calling the thing where you can listen to all the soundtracks for Final Fantasy? On Spotify or whatever it is?
No, this is the new Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm game for Switch. I could only hope.
That's what I had a feeling for.
Didn't they announce that like 4 days ago?
Yep, but why not give it the...
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just saying, like, I couldn't remember if this was actually announced or if I just saw it on in Discord.
I noticed no Google Play Music.
Apparently, Google Play Music can't have not licensed music on there. Is that true?
I don't know.
That's what I was talking to Joe about.
Hey, I didn't watch this the other day, so I actually am curious. To see
Oh,
what
the
this is gonna
DLC?
be. Yeah, the Remind DLC or whatever it's called.
Why is there no dialogue? I wonder if it's because it's not been English dubbed yet.
Yeah, I'd imagine. This is how they used to handle the final mix versions when the new cutscenes would come over to America. Instead of getting the people in to redub them, they just do this.
So what is this? Because it's at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, and it's showing. I know you can play as both Aqua and Roxas.
Yeah, my assumption is they're gonna look at some areas of where the game.
What is that?
Could be fleshed out. Looks like a new form.
Wasn't that final form in 2? The white?
No, not white. It was like a silver.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah.
But that was already there, the Ultima form. Whenever you turned into the Ultima blades,
is that what it was?
It was essentially.
3? I never got the Ultima blade.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't care enough to grind out all that crap in 3 to do it. That was Oathkeeper form. But what do you mean you're gonna have to replay it again to get the new content?
So is it going to be essentially like a patched in
like you get to the end of the
final
game
mix?
and you choose where to go?
Naoki Yoshida.
Well, I think it'll just be a patched in
Director,
final mix, so
Final
you'll see
Fantasy
those
14
cutscenes
online.
slotted in real time.
Well, I was thinking it might be something like Bloodborne, like the DLC for that can only be accessed midway through the game.
Yeah.
It's like Kingdom Hearts Final 2 gets patched in, so yeah.
I had a feeling.
Boy, Yoshi has
My name is
big
Naoki
fans.
Yoshida, producer and director of Final Fantasy XIV.
See, this just takes
so love the manga community.
This takes up the same. He's the one who decided to kill it and redo it, right?
Pretty sure, yeah.
And pushed for that to be what they did.
Yeah.
Which is smart. Only thing about this to me just
We'd like
feels.
to take a little bit of your time to show off Shadowbringers Final Fantasy XIV's third expansion pack, which is releasing on July the 2nd.
But they've shown this. This feels like the Elsewhere thing last night during Bethesda. It's like, why are you showing this? But
yeah,
I guess I get it. But they've shown a couple of things that have already been announced.
Hey Kiki, what are the new classes? It's Gunblade and there's another new one.
L2B, I don't get what the RE is. I mean, definitely in Kingdom Hearts, they've been using it for a long time. RE typically stands for remake. This is obviously not what that's going for.
I've always read that it's revision and it's fixing things that they wanted to have in the original game. It's like
Okay, yeah,
revision
that's
of
probably what it is, actually. Revision, but with typically used under the guise of a remake because it's still a revision.
Yeah. Total registered users. Plus, we have reached the highest number of active
So that would make
subscribers
sense.
in history. In its
Yeah,
history before the launch
I think
of
like 2 months ago they
Shadowbringers.
crossed to being
This
the
is
most
all
popular
thanks
MMO
to
at
our
this point.
players, our
Oh, yeah.
warriors of light.
They had that with 11 for a long time. And then World of Warcraft ended up kicking it out eventually.
I don't know what World of Warcraft Vanilla did.
Did you know that Final Fantasy 11 servers are still up? At least in Japan? I think that might be across the board.
We view Shadowbringers as more than a simple expansion pack, but as a new game filled with volume and gameplay experiences that are comparable to a brand new standalone RPG title.
また新ジョブであるガンブレイカー、それから踊り子、新種族のロスガルとビエラなど、これからファイナルファンタジー14を始める皆さんにも多数の新規の要素が用意されています。
And there's so many new elements in the game for those who have yet to play Final Fantasy XIV, including 2 new jobs, the Gunbreaker and the Dancer, as well as 2 new playable
Gunbreaker.
races, the Frothgar and the Viera.
Yeah, everybody's happy about the VR finally coming in.
Well, is that not the same group of races that people were getting mad about because there was no female version or male version of the Vera? Because Vera's are cat people.
Vera's a rabbit.
Rabbit people, my bad. That's what I meant.
Shadowbringers
Yes.
as the latest
Technically
installment
tactics.
of
But there
the
are
Final
no
Fantasy
men? Is that what it
franchise
was?
for our fans to enjoy.
I never heard
At least
anything
until
about that.
2020 March 3rd,
So, yeah, anyway,
when Final Fantasy
people are mad
VII
about that.
Remake comes out.
But there's apparently a lore reason as to why that matches. You know?
I mean, probably.
Apparently, it's like a male is very rare, so by having it to all players can be a male, it would technically not match the
pleased to
lore.
bring a world premiere of the launch trailer for Shadowbringers
Or
releasing
men
on
don't live with
July
the
the
women
2nd.
in lore.
Please take a look.
There you go.
I think I might be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that's the same character they've been using, like the face model. They keep updating him, like adding Scar, and then they have a beard on him now, like he's older.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, nice.
I might
subtle
be wrong,
things.
and it's just how generic that guy looks compared to the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
Make it free to play. You know, that'd get a lot of people.
In that chaotic
Yeah, I can't afford it per month, man.
Final Fantasy 14 is.
You can start it for free though, right?
Yeah, you get like a month.
Well, I thought it was like a level cap. Like you can get to level 30 or something.
What
For free.
Orange saw
Yeah, actually, you might be right.
Like a lot of games do. It's what WoW does.
was the future.
Level 35.
And it has a true Final Fantasy storyline. Like the storylines in the game are really good. There's obviously filler stuff in there because
Apparently, there's a lot of crazy stuff where it's like a lore book about the way like all the stories from the previous Final Fantasies exist, but they all exist in different planes.
I've never heard that.
That's what Justin was telling me. But
I was saying, yeah, I haven't ever looked for that or heard of that.
well, he said that there's things that like they've brought in other characters into this game.
Yeah,
from others.
some of the raid bosses are old school Final Fantasy villains.
Yeah. And he said that there's something going on in the new one where there's like a Sephiroth wing that falls down.
Another
Yeah.
has risen up in its place, born of the self-same ether, relinquished by its predecessor.
So Gunbreaker, I think, is another tank class, and I know a lot of people are upset about that because they got the tank last time too.
That's him. That's Volthree.
Yeah, I want that near automata raid. It's one of the only reasons I'm even really that curious about playing the game.
Boy, can you imagine fighting Sephiroth in a near automata raid?
That'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
It's so weird for. Okay, hold on. Why did?
This world's beyond saving.
Kiki, why did you have a gunblade?
Like those who try to save it.
I still see that.
Yeah.
This world
That character did have a gunblade. I mean, I guess he's different now. Ah, so the Aslan, are still playing a big deal in this. I'm not caught up in the story. I got about halfway through.
So, I think Justin was saying that Omega is like essentially the main antagonist in this, or somehow tied into the story.
I haven't gotten that far yet to know if who Omega is.
Everything we gave.
No, yeah, Gunbreaker class does get a gunblade, but the character that had the one I was referring to is a quest or a main character for the story. I can't think of his name, but it starts with a T. Like Than. No, Thanalan is an area. Kiki would know his name. Thancred. Thank you, Atlas. Yeah, that's his name. There's actually a really cool story with him in it too. I think it's actually the main story.
How many years
The very first one, being the Realm
waited for
Reborn.
this moment?
Towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
For the one possessed of her blessing.
Play the game, so I'll tell you what's up. I know what's up. I'm talking about past stuff. I just can't recall it. So we're 47 minutes in, and we've gotten some good stuff.
The will of the star was made manifest.
I'm sorry, I can only assume I misheard, but it sounded an awful lot like you were implying both Zodiac and Hydaelyn are not gods. But
They are gods after a fashion, yes. The eldest and most powerful of primals.
Huh. So is he implying that Hydaelyn's a primal and not a god?
Kiki, look at he's adequately like what?
Yeah, I think everybody's about what?
Hey, Techland. This is them showing off their Dying Light 2. which looks to be, I think the release date for it was revealed to be December 27th.
It's something.
Oh, hold on, no, that's what Justin was saying at GameStop earlier. That's what it's in their system as. So this is their publishing deal that they announced for this game. So it's normally self-published by Callin, but they're going to be publishing it in the West, or in North America specifically. Very similar to the continued Warner Brothers deal with Cyberpunk 2077. They are doing that just like they did The Witcher.
The first Dying Light's really good.
I saw a lot of people saying that this looks just like the first Dying Light.
It's not a bad thing. First Dying Light wasn't an ugly game, at least to me.
Yeah, I don't know what they meant by that.
long.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they mean from a gameplay perspective. Like, it doesn't look like it's doing anything new.
It might be so long that I can't remember the judgments I had on it, but I didn't have a whole lot. It's one of those games that, like, when it gets dark out, it's legitimately horrifying to be running around in the dark.
Sure.
Spring 2020 just lied to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, he said that's what it was in their system as. It could have just been a placeholder date.
It probably, you know.
But that's a weird placeholder date.
January or December 31st. He's like, oh, it's going to release on December 31st. Like, no, Justin. No game ever releases on December 31st.
No, he said it said the 27th.
That's a weird placeholder date.
It is, but they happen sometimes.
Okay.
Oh, I've never played these, but I've heard of them. The Romancing Saga games, yeah.
Tell me more. Do they come on the Switch?
I would bet.
Was that Romancing Saga 3, though?
That's what it said, yeah. So I'm assuming we got one of them, and then two of them just never came over here?
Yeah, it's a full boss. I love this art style of these classic games. I really, really wish.
So that's the other one, Saga Scarlet.
That looks like potentially a 3DS game.
Yeah, or at least a later like PS2 something, GameCube maybe.
I have no idea about these games, by the way, everybody.
Me either.
Don't turn to me to have any input on this. This looks really cool, though.
Weird take on an overmap. The world map.
It's a really cool overmap. Can we get Bravely Default 1 and 2 on Switch?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up doing that. Why not? You know what I mean?
Oh, I've heard of this. It's called Banner Saga. This is actually coming to Vita.
Romancing Saga's coming to Vita. That's crazy.
Come on, give me some more.
Kiki says Square's just shitting on everybody. I don't know yet, honestly. I mean, obviously 7 was really cool show.
Final Fantasy Brave Exvius.
Now, this is a phone
Enjoyed
game.
by fans the world over, has surpassed 39 million downloads.
And 38.5 million uninstalled.
Square Enix proudly presents the international reveal of a new title born from
Where's
the
Richard
FFVII
when you need
universe. War of the Visions, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. These two titles, FFVE and War of the Visions, will be the pillars of the growing world of Lapis.
So you tell me there's 2 phone games that are both of the same series?
This is the story of
They must
Arturo,
play
a
radically
continent
differently.
of Lapis. A tiny spark here ignites the flames that would embroil the entire continent in conflict.
Why do phone games have these fake CGI trailers? It's not representative of anything in the game.
You know, one thing I will say that's pretty interesting about this is that they are doing something that I really gave a lot of props to Sony for, which is they are not spending a lot of time having people come out and talk to you about things that you don't like. Just show it to me. You don't have to come and talk about it. You can just show it. And both Bethesda and Microsoft had that a little too much.
Did Ubisoft do anything interesting today?
Nope. Ubisoft
Watch
was
Dogs
all
3
the
looks
same
pretty
way.
cool. You didn't like Watch Dogs 3?
where the
No, I
king
say
of
it's
the
the same stuff of
savages
having
has
people come out and spend
organized
too much
the
time talking
barbarian
about it.
tribes
Also,
into
no, I have no
arduous
interest in that
mightiest
series. And
military.
he's
Oh no,
getting-
dude, this one actually looks pretty cool.
I watched it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I watched it while I was hanging the door. But anyway,
Great Eastern Kingdom,
my biggest problem with that
over
is
which
all these
reigns
grand
its
level
icy
promises they're
destiny.
giving that all sound like Peter Molyneux promises.
For Watch Dogs 3?
All of them.
Crystal
Every
Sanctum, a
NPC
religious
has like
city-state
crazy
with
schedules, and
believers
if there's
throughout
somebody who's
Lyra,
married and you
founded
kill
by
their
one who
husband,
claims
they'll go
to
to
be
the
God.
they'll start going to the cemetery and eventually maybe start dating
Each
again.
burden with its
First of
own
all, why does that
dignity.
need to be in a game?
Thus is the curtain drawn.
That
on
can
a
all just be
struggle in
things that
which
you
the
infer and
fate
come up
of
with
the
in
nation
your own
There's
mind.
some creepy
But
people
it
in the
just
world.
sounds like it's one of those things where it's like we're trying to tell you how crazy our game can be, and it sounds very
See that mountain
similar.
over there? You can go to it.
It sounds very similar to what they were doing with Watch Dogs 1, where it was supposed to do all these crazy things that didn't actually happen.
Brave Exvius.
Watch Dogs 1 was really cool for like a couple hours. The multiplayer was super superb. I like the multiplayer. It was essentially hide and go seek.
Do you remember how they did the
Watch Dogs
marketing
2 was
flip between the two of
mediocre.
them? Right? It's like you had Watch Dogs 1 and they overpromised. Watch Dogs 2, they actually stayed pretty chill. You know what I mean? This is the team behind the People Can Fly. They're the ones who made Judgment.
Oh.
That's the only reason.
I had no idea
Yeah.
that's who they were.
Yeah, there's a team behind. They just saw Bulletstorm. So if you're going to do that, then you should get more mad at Microsoft, who mainly showed not gameplay footage.
Everybody keeps saying that. 50% of the
Hold
trailers
on.
had gameplay footage.
All I'm saying, 50% of what they've shown today is
No, I'm just
been
saying I don't
gameplay
like
footage.
just CGI trailers for series. I don't know. If it's not representative of gameplay, then why are you showing it to me to introduce me to the series? It's very bad. Very bad marketing on their end. But they think I'm going to fall for it and get, oh, this looks really cool, get invested into it.
See, what you hope is they do the classic CGI trailer first with a little bit of gameplay after, which I don't mind those.
I don't mind those because I get substance with it.
Yeah.
This, I literally don't know what this game's going to be. Is this a shooter? Is this a RPG? Is this a turn-based game? What is this? Until they show me something after, I don't know.
Yeah. Is it a hero shooter in a new sense where you're all heroes, but instead of fighting each other, you're actually fighting a common boss?
Are you replaying it?
You know?
Or are you just showing it also in the opening? Okay, cool. I have no fucking clue what this game is. Thanks for the info.
Definitely for it to be coming summer. I'm assuming this is coming after next year's E3 where they show it in full.
Has this game been announced?
Full blast. No. All they did, the partnership had been announced,
Please
but that was
welcome Sebastian
Fable
Wojciechowski,
Stranding.
studio head. People Can Fly.
Okay, now we actually get gameplay. This is a little bit better. Apparently Outriders is something in the Marvel Universe too, so I don't even try to Google that. You're going to get Marvel stuff in it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sebastian Wojciechowski, studio head at People Can Fly, the studio behind Bulletstorm and Gears of War Judgment.
Of course, it's involved.
Any Bulletstorm fans in the house? All right. Wow, let me tell you, it feels great to be here and it feels amazing to be able to finally announce Outriders. I'd like to thank the team at People Can Fly. You guys are amazing, and I know that some of you are watching this live, even though it's 4 a.m. in the morning in Poland, so make a noise for them, please.
Well, good morning.
Thank
yeah,
you.
Kiki, people
Thank
aren't
you.
excited because
And
they
of
don't know what the
course,
game
Square Enix
is.
for the help
Well, he's
and
saying no
support as
fans
we
of the
work
studio
together
as a whole,
on
which
this
they're a pretty
exciting
small
new
studio
IP.
for being real.
You know, over the past few years,
Their
People Can
biggest
Fly
game
has
is
grown to
essentially
over
Judgment,
200
Gears of War
developers
Judgment, and that
in
was
4
the
studios
worst
across
received
Poland,
Gears of War game.
the UK,
And then Bulletstorm.
and most recently,
Yeah, which
the
Bulletstorm
US,
was actually
to
well
bring you what
received.
is
It just
I don't remember
our
that game
most
being well received
ambitious
at all.
shooter
Yeah, it was.
today.
I mean, in terms of when it originally came out on
present more-
360 and PS3, but it was just it didn't
To
sell.
present more of our vision, I would
But
like
it was
to take
well
this moment
received.
to introduce
You know what I mean?
a short video
Yeah.
from our game director, Bartek Mita. So thanks a lot. More on Outriders this winter. Thank you.
Huh?
See, this is what they should have avoided,
Yeah.
unless they're about to show gameplay. But if that's it, then there's an issue with that. It's a weird pacing break, and it's cool to bring people up and try and attach a face. Oh, look, we may have spoke too
Shooters
soon.
are in
so
our DNA.
we spoke too soon.
It's our passion.
Unless this is just a
And
Vidoc.
This looks
it's what
like
we
just
do.
a Vidoc, yeah.
Outriders draws on all our experience from all our previous titles. It's a game
Bulletstorm's
we
fun.
wanted to make
I
for
don't know if
a
you've ever
very
played
long
it.
time.
It's very much like Rage 2's combat.
I played it on 360.
The entire time that you're playing it, it's fun.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of
Describe
substance.
Outriders as
Yeah, I
a
got bored of it real quick.
Dark,
Yeah.
modern shooter built with.
I think that was a game I
traditional
rented
modes.
on.
By that, I mean we are creating an experience with a
GameFly.
strong story that you can enjoy with your friends.
Did
or on
Netflix
your
give
own.
games out?
No.
I didn't think so. So it had
We
been
want to tell a
GameFly for one of my
complete
trials I did.
We are confident. We are building a shooter with a powerful gunplay.
Those guns look
incredible
dope.
weaponry, and a hostile new world we'll want to spend many hours in.
It actually does. The more Corey jokes about Evolve, it's actually kind of what
It's
this
a game
looks
we've
like.
had in our heads ever since People Can Fly left Epic Games.
But it says that there's going to be a
Outriders is
story, so maybe not.
1, 2, or 3-player, drop in, drop out, co-op shooter. In our game, you will create your own Outrider and journey across the hostile planet of Enoch in search of the source of a mysterious signal.
You better end
It's
this
a
with a
pretty
bang.
dark
I
and
swear.
unforgiving
You're going
world,
out with a-
and yes, there is a lot more depth to
Those
the
are not
game.
cool.
But
Yeah, their
I can't
pacing is
say
kind of
much more
sputtering
right now.
out. I'm with you. This doesn't look bad. They just
We don't know.
we don't know enough
anything
what
about
it is. Yeah. Well, they showed very light pieces.
Very light
But-
for monitors.
Yeah. Which at least gives you an idea. It looks like a third-person shooter, so
I thought it was a first-person shooter.
it's hard to tell.
Oh my gosh.
But
Square, come on, give me something.
we
Give
got to
me-
see what this is going to actually end up being.
Give me Bravely Default. Give me Nier 1.
Yeah, Avengers is still not hit. And that might be what they choose to end on. Start with Final Fantasy VII, ostensibly their biggest outside of Avengers, and then end with the other.
What if Avengers wasn't even here?
Reincarnation.
Well, they've already said for
is the
a fact.
foundation
What if
of
they
our
decided
way
not
of
to?
life. We celebrate the lives we've been given and offer up prayers for the next. It is grief of death which shackles the living and causes the dead to stray.
Why does this look familiar?
Indeed, there is no greater affront.
What if this is
to
the next game from the
reincarnation.
Bravely Default studio?
So we turn our grief to joy as we send off the dead.
Kind of looks like Bravely Default in terms of the art style. If you
But the
try,
souls of
scaled it up and
those
put
who
it in
held
3D.
back their tears in life still need salvation.
There's no way they would have done a Bravely Default remaster like this.
Well, I'm not saying that it is Bravely Default, but
Well, even
from
their
the same studio.
even their outfits look similar. Also, didn't the same studio do Octopath?
Sever the bonds
Was it
that tie
Tokyo
the
RPG
lost
Studio?
to this
Is that
world.
who did
I
Octopath?
can't remember. That's all I thought was the deal with it. Oh, it's
They navigate
yeah,
the
Oniyaki.
emotions of the living.
Oh, this is Oninaki. Yeah, because
This
all I've been
is
seeing was the gameplay.
Dope.
Above all else.
No, Square Enix proper developed Octopath.
This
Man.
is the story of one.
There's
watcher.
some real heavy influences in Bravely Default. in this
Now
movie.
this is Tokyo RPG Factory, which I'm pretty
Okay.
sure was Bravely Default. No, this is I Am Setsuna Lost Sphere people. That's right.
Who was Bravely Default then?
I didn't realize that from what they showed, it didn't look like it was going to be that chibi art style, which is no problem. Just surprised me. Game looks good though. I'm down for that.
Oh, Silicon Studio.
What?
What the hell?
It's happening?
Oh, it's finally coming out to PS4. And it's I hate saying the
Dude,
word remake.
I'm
or
actually going to say
remastered.
this looks good.
It does. It looks better than 7 does. Or,
Well, 8 looks better than 7 did by far,
Yeah,
but
that's
this
what I
looks
was
really
comparing myself
clean
to.
in a surprising way.
I know Sean just shit himself.
I know. I can feel it in my bones. It's going to have the same problem of 7, though, where the pre-rendered cutscenes are just being reused and not upscaled or anything, because what are you supposed to do with that? Old Cypher. Is he at work? That's actually pretty cool. I wonder when it's coming. 2019. Wow. And to Xbox One, all at the same launch. So no mini exclusivity period. Impressive.
Hey, there's Avengers finally.
Which means that there's no NAR this year. This has got to be what they're ending on. There's no way. What Thor looked like?
Yeah, Thor looked kind of iffy to me.
Thor's a terribly... Okay, I'm not going to go there.
Thor, Tony, check it out. At once. Try to keep up.
Even in the movies, he's kind of a bad design to me.
This just got a whole lot more interesting.
No, it's his face. Chris does a great job of portraying Thor compared to the old comic Thor that looks ridiculous.
You know who is better than that? The dude from the Dexter's Laboratory miniseries.
Oh yeah, Kronk. Oh,
It wasn't Kronk. It was the dude who was like a metalhead version of him. I don't know why I can't think of the name of that sub-series right now.
Is that a joke? Did Thor make a joke? Cat, they got pulsar tanks.
Justice Friends.
The only thing I'm worried about is
Valhalla, because it was supposed to be like Van Halen. Yeah.
Oh wait, was that Captain America in the front? I thought that was Agent Coulson.
No, that was Cap.
Oh.
Cap, what's going on over there?
Start the Chimera. What's your status?
So what's interesting is a lot of people were saying, look, you were going to make your own character. That's not what that looks like here. From the type of games they were saying it was going to be, where if it was that rumored games as a service. But that is not at all what this is, from what I can tell.
Some say they were set up.
Oh, that could have just been like the opening video.
Call them murderers.
Do the Avengers pose a danger to society? That was the question, Bruce. That was the question.
Game looks good.
Well, we all lost something that day. But that's not how this story ends.
I'm curious how this game's gonna work. Is this gonna be episodic as well? Was that Black Panther? That certainly was just Abomination.
This is going to get interesting.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Is that all they're going to show? Or are we going to get the Final Fantasy VII
I felt like we got more
treatment?
time into a game we didn't know anything about.
Please welcome
no.
Sean Eskai,
Okay.
Creative Director, Crystal Dynamics, and
Yeah.
Bill Roseman, Vice President and Creative Director, Marvel Games.
This seems very much like what they did with 7, so I expect a pretty big spiel. No release date, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
So we might still be a good bit out.
Thank you. We love you. Yeah.
Thank you everyone. We are incredibly excited to reveal Marvel's Avengers to the world.
Give them time, LTB. We'll see what it is.
A few years ago, Crystal Dynamics and Marvel began collaborating on an original Avengers game. One that combined epic action-adventure with cinematic storytelling. A game where we as players can experience in both single-player and co-op what it's like to be Earth's mightiest heroes.
Do I have any true believers in the house? Yes! Awesome. Because you will instantly recognize your favorite superheroes and villains, but you'll also see that they're unique to this game, as this is Crystal's interpretation of these iconic characters.
Our story begins at A-Day, as San Francisco celebrates the opening of the Avengers West Coast headquarters, and the team's custom helicarrier, outfitted with a strange experimental energy source.
I gotta be honest, I don't
However,
care.
the day turns deadly when an attempt to steal this new technology results in massive
I just want to know.
Stuff like this is so lame.
blamed for the tragedy.
I just want to
the
know what
Avengers
type
are
of game it
outlawed,
is.
and our heroes disband.
5 years later, a horrific evil threatens the world. And our only hope is to reassemble Earth's mightiest heroes.
No one has been British tonight.
You'll play as
Well,
your
I
favorite
don't know. He probably would say the
in
Polish.
an all-new original story
Close enough to
showcasing
him.
authentic Marvel
Blaze is
heroism
at work, sadly.
and humanity.
Or about to, he's sleeping before work.
And fighting.
Oh,
to
that
get it
wasn't
back.
intentional. Okay, I really thought that was intentional.
Me too. Weird.
Yeah! Yeah!
Yeah, I'm actually glad this isn't trying to just be a game rip of the movie. It needs
Yeah,
to be
me too.
standalone.
It's just, oh.
Most importantly, this is a story about self-acceptance in the face of adversity, about embracing our individual powers and learning
more of this?
that together we are mighty.
Tell me there's a Power Rangers
You'll lead the
crossover?
team as the legendary super soldier, Captain America.
I don't think we'll see that level of quality,
You'll call
Atlas,
down
but I
the
think that it
lightning
could be
as
on
the
par.
Asgardian god of thunder, Thor.
I think LGB brings up a good point, though, is do people think that the game has to live up to the quality of the movies?
Probably so, because there was always that
You'll
weird
gather
thing with
intel and strike
Ultimate
swiftly
Alliances.
as the
When they were coming out with
ultimate
X-Men and
tactical
stuff,
spy,
Ultimate
Black
Alliance.
Widow.
Then X-Men movies were coming out, they were like, those movies were better than those
And
games. Those games
finally,
sucked.
you'll blast through the sky.
Then, of
as
course,
the
you have
charismatic
Spider-Man, which had to
Tony
contend
Stark.
with not only trying to be better than the existing Spider-Man games that we've had a plethora of, but also the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, which it didn't quite well keep up to the movie, in my opinion, but it did a good job
To
of
bring this
getting close.
incredible story to life, we've assembled an all-star cast.
You don't
I'll let
say, of
them
the same cast that's in the movies. Or are you going to talk about voice actors? Oh, okay, voice actors. So there's Troy Baker.
So, here we are.
Nolan North.
Avengers
North.
assembled. Who are you people again?
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah.
Laura
Hi,
Bailey.
I'm Troy
Yeah,
Baker,
the
and I
same
play
5
Bruce
people that are always on the same couch
Hi, I'm
together
Jeff
voice
Shine,
acting.
and I play Captain America.
Hi, I'm Travis Willingham, and I play Thor.
Hi, I'm Laura Bailey, and I'm playing Black Widow.
Hi, I'm Nolan North, and I play Tony Stark. There's certain characters I don't
Good
think you
Tony
ever have
Stark,
to be,
though.
What are the symbols by y'all's
talked into.
names?
Yeah.
You know,
I can't tell if he's
so
asking
we'd
us
like to
that
have
or
you play
somebody
Tony
else.
Stark, Iron Man. Yeah, yes.
I'm gonna assume.
You know, everybody always.
I think it's whether or
portrays him
not
as
you're a
this
Twitch
super
Prime
confident
person.
Character.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think
And
it's
some
a
other stuff
mask
if you're a subscriber, a bunch of
I
other
think he's
things.
a-
Here,
one of those
I'll
vulnerable
hook
guys.
you up.
I think Bruce is just such a cool character. A lot of people are really quick to
Oh, no, I can't. I
bring
was gonna
out
make
the
him
big
mod.
green, but I think that Bruce is a super complex character and he's fun, and I've never played him before.
What is very relatable about Natasha is she's extremely capable, but she's at the core, she's human. She's
What?
surrounded by
Aren't they all?
of this larger than life
What's that?
stuff. And
She
has
said,
to
well, she's human. I said, aren't
step
they
up
all?
to it.
I feel like Thor got really interesting in the last like 10 or 15 years.
Technically,
for
no,
me.
not Thor.
No, I'm talking about all of them. She said something relatable.
Public eye, you know.
Well, she was
One of
saying
the
because
things I think is cool
Natasha's
about
human.
Cap
I
is
know.
I never feel like he necessarily wants to be a leader. He accepts that he is. I feel like sometimes the best leaders are the ones who don't necessarily want to be, but they're right for the job. Having an original story to tell as well, what they've done at Crystal Dynamics is great. So I think everybody's going to be pretty stoked.
The Avengers are at their best when they are all
Troy
together.
Baker and
But
his
the
fancy
chemistry
hats.
is.
He's the only person in the world that pulls those off.
Do not shake.
Thanks everybody for joining us. Can't wait for you to be able to play the game. But right now, you don't have to wait for some exclusive content.
Nolan North, can you be my dad?
I like Nolan North a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
He's a great fit
Do
in
the
terms of
Avengers
personality.
pose a danger
He's in
to
some show that
society?
Annie
That
likes
was
a
the
lot.
question,
For Tony
Bruce.
Stark.
That was the question.
Did you even check the science?
How many times can we
It
get
was a
them in the game
heist,
together?
Bruce. No. We were outsmarted. The Terrigen reactor was unstable, and you knew that, and you still paraded it before the entire world. So what? We just give up? We didn't give up, Tony. We failed. At least I can admit that. We failed him. We failed him.
There you go, Atlas.
Please welcome Scott Amos, Head of Studio, and Megan Marie, Senior Community and Social Media Manager, Crystal Dynamics.
Hello, E3.
This is what you're talking about, how they have people come out on stage and talk about the game instead of showing it. It's really irritating.
Exactly what I'm talking about.
You've just seen a high-level view of the cinematic and character-driven campaign of Marvel's Avengers. But launch is only the beginning of this adventure.
Can't wait till next normal.
Marvel's Avengers delivers a narrative over multiple years with exciting new content released at a regular basis.
Sometimes.
Like the Avengers,
What I like is
you
how
and your
quick they
friends
are.
are stronger together. You'll assemble into teams of up to 4 players online
Okay, so we're at least getting what the game is.
where you can master extraordinary abilities, where you can customize a growing roster of heroes and defend the Earth from ever-escalating threats. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So you can like change your
And
suits
to
up and
make
stuff,
sure
I guess?
everyone comes on this journey with us, we're incredibly thrilled to announce that every new superhero and every new region will be delivered at no additional cost.
That's a good move.
Yeah, that's a good model.
Yeah, good move.
Oh, yeah.
Calm down, Josh.
So our promise to the community is that we won't have random loot boxes or pay-to-win scenarios.
It's sad that that has to be said nowadays and garners applause.
Well, you got to think. You have a lot of these
game
games that have been
represents a
saying that.
collaboration across
Didn't change
Crystal
it.
I know,
Dynamics,
that's what makes it sad.
Marvel Games, I know you're out here. IDOS Montreal, these guys are here. Nixie Software, our new Crystal Northwest studio, and everyone at Square Enix.
So our game is about embracing your powers and living your superhero dreams. We have an exclusive gameplay demo in our booth that will show you more of the core campaign, its original story, and our superheroes in action.
See, what this gets weird on is how does co-op work? Do you have to choose one character and then it's
Marvel's
done?
Avengers will release
there
worldwide
can't be 4 Iron Man,
on
right?
PS4, Xbox One, Stadia, and PC.
No Switch.
We got you covered.
Yeah, of course.
And we're excited to be partnering with PlayStation to bring some awesome surprises to the PlayStation audience, including
They lost Destiny,
early
but
beta
gained
access
this.
and unique benefits that we'll be revealing in the future. But before we go, we have one final glimpse into our world, including when you'll get to play this game. This is what's next for the Avengers. Thank you, true believers.
How many times do we have to see sequences in the game?
Progress, Hank.
This could all be one trailer at the end.
See, I agree too.
Hank, that doesn't
Like they
look
said,
great.
cutting off the
Come
weird
on,
points.
Tony, live a little.
Is that Star-Lord? Who's that?
Hard to say.
Is that Ant-Man?
It would appear so.
Unbelievable. It worked.
It's
God,
sort of
he
cute
get
when
down
they're
there
small.
fast.
Ah, didn't doubt you for a second, Hank.
Yep. It's Ant-Man.
He said Hank?
Yep.
So it's original Hank. It's original Ant-Man. Wow, that's kind of far off.
Nah, not in the grand scheme of all these other games we've seen. Final Fantasy
For some reason, I was
March,
really expecting that to be this year.
April for
A month after Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk, yeah. A lot of good games stacking up around each other.
Dude, yeah, this is despite that little hiccup at the end there and the pacing, this is a really good E3. I still think Microsoft has been my favorite so far, but this is real close, actually, way closer than last year.
They had
what a Sony style ending.
They had a fantastic thing going for
Wow,
them.
we are back from the Square Enix E3 conference.
All right, we're going to pull
But
these guys down.
Let us know what you guys liked in it.
And we're going to switch back over.
I was pleasantly surprised
All right.
with how good it was compared to last year. At least it wasn't 2 hours long. It was an hour and 20 minutes long.
All right, Saul, of what you saw, what do you think is the most exciting thing?
Well, obviously 7. That's without a doubt.
I think 7 is going to be a landing for a lot of people. People who know us and have watched us for a long time know that we have a cool JRPG leaning. But you know what's funny? I was actually expecting us to come out of this with you being way more stoked for Avengers because I thought they were going to show what type of game it truly was. But
I mean, they kind of
realistically,
did, right?
what we did is we left not knowing still how that's going to affect. You know, like you said,
It looks
they bring
like a
up
4-player multiplayer game.
Well, they say there's going to be a growing roster of characters that you'll be able to customize and play along with your friends. What does that mean? Does that mean that we're going to play every mission is going to be a structure of 4 people? You just choose which superhero, but it's going to be nobody can be the same character.
Yeah. How
much customization is there? Is there different armor pieces? Is there going to be a loot game? What's the multiplayer look like in this? And maybe it was too much to ask for them to show that now, but they've held off on the game for so long. Starting into that seems like a smart move, considering that there's not another E3 before the game comes out.
LGB said, "What's in the back of my mind? Avengers game gives me Anthem vibes."
Me too, for the same reason as they're being so coy about coming forth with actual information.
Crystal Chronicles, I forgot about that. Yeah, so I agree with Josh. 7 and Crystal Chronicles was certainly exciting. More Oninaki. I can't ever say that. Oninaki was really exciting to see. But other than that, like, Last Remnant really surprised me because I somehow forgot that even existed, if I even knew it existed. Even though I'm sure I read it on a drop at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now the fact that it's on Switch is even more exciting for me. I really wish Dragon Quest 11 was coming out this year, sometime real soon. Like, I was kind of hoping they would say tonight.
For Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah. Corey brought up a good point. He said it was great, but really wish I would have seen something from Platinum, Babylon's Fall, or possibly a NAR remaster or something.
What is Babylon's Fall?
Babylon's Fall is a game that you'd have to look and see. It had a very much From Software vibe to it. You just have to look at the trailer. It was a teaser that they showed last year.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it looks cool.
Yeah.
But again, the same thing you're talking about, where it looks cool with so little of information to know what you're really looking at.
Yeah, I can't believe.
But it's Platinum, so you assume high action.
Right.
See, that game looked really cool to me.
That was one of the best things of their last year E3 announcement.
Exactly.
Other than Octopath Traveler being so.
Did it just say 2019 at the end of that teaser? It did. So that even more weird that we didn't see it this year, because this would be the time to expound further on it. So it looks like a game that might end up being, hopefully not, but could end up being vaporware and being another Scalebound for Platinum, where it's a game that they start but doesn't go anywhere and eventually gets canceled. I hope not.
It does say 2019 at the end of that trailer.
I do hope that this is a situation where they realize that they need a longer time with the game. But this is the one thing that makes me worried about it, right?
I know Dragon Quest is on PS4, Josh. I really want to get some good JRPGs on my Switch, because that's kind of my intended focus for it is right now, is my JRPG machine. That's kind of like what replaced my Vita, and it gives it to me on the couch. But yeah, Josh, no, no other Josh Drago. I just now forgot there's two Joshes.
There's two Joshes. What? Don't say what
now?
Look, hold on. This is what I'm going to say, Corey. I don't know what your thing is, but look, this is what I'm going to say. The problem with Babylon's Fall that makes me worried is that Platinum earlier this year actually spoke about how moving forward they want to start publishing their own games, and if they weren't that far along on Babylon's Fall, which I would hope that they would, if they wouldn't have shown it without being far enough along to think that they could have originally hit 2019, but for some reason they decided to extend it. But my worry is that it may have moved, it may have shifted developers, it may no longer be around. Platinum could have backed out of it, a number of things, because Platinum mentioned that they want to start publishing their own games, so that when they want to do a sequel, they're not at the behest of the publisher.
Right.
And I understand that, but it does make me fear for this, because what we saw happen with Scalebound, and I assume that's what he means about "don't say that, Brett." I hope that's not what it is. I mean, I like Platinum, and I think they really did a good job with Nier Automata, and realized that was another game that came at a time when people didn't quite trust the Platinum name the same way that they had prior. And if we're going to get Platinum back, with Scalebound being canceled and some of these other games happening, we've got to see something sooner rather than later. And I'm curious as what they're going to be.
And Josh has pointed out a good point, too. Platinum is spread thin, and everyone wants Bayonetta and Astral Chain.
Exactly.
Which is my big hype up from Platinum right now.
And
which
truly,
I'm hoping we get a release date tomorrow.
How many teams does Platinum have? It's information I don't know.
Yeah.
And a game like Babylon's Fall would seem like it would be a very big game. So
Judging
it would
by
take
the
a huge...
visuals, just the visuals, the CGI, and the trailer, it's like you got to live up to that, right? Like you have to have something like that in your game to be that high quality.
Yeah, and see, they stopped being involved with Grand Blue Fantasy. I was going to get there, LTB, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's another game that it seems like they potentially backed out of and kind of shepherded another developer into so that they could get out of a deal where they're making a game that if they decided they wanted to make one in the future, they wouldn't be able to without the publisher's blessing.
Yeah.
And that is why I feel like what if Babylon's Fall got backed out of and is just in rough shape because the new developer is not handling it well for whatever reason. Similar to what we saw with Lords of the Fallen 2 being passed around again and again and again to different developers and how long that's delayed that game. Who knows, who knows? Astral Chain is close to coming out, like Josh just pointed out in the chat.
It's July?
I'm fairly positive that's right. But
this is how you know I'm becoming a smooth adult because I can't remember any of this stuff.
Astral Chain is August 30th.
I got my joints hurt. That's why I can't sit down for long periods of time. I can't remember dates. I still cannot remember how old I am sometimes. I have to do math in my head to be like 91 minus 19 is 28. So,
yep. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. I think Saul, you have anything else you were wanting to say?
No, I think I'm good. I'm just I had to stand up because I don't
blame
my
you.
hip.
If for some reason this is your first time watching us, or if you're catching this on YouTube afterwards and watching along with us, like we say, you can find us elsewhere. Be it if you want to listen to us on podcast services, if you want to listen to us on YouTube and watch us at the same time. We have Nintendo left. I think that's the last stream that we said we were going to do.
We're doing that tomorrow, everybody. Nintendo is tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. our time. I think it's 9 a.m. your time, Kiki. So I doubt. Actually, I wonder what time it is for Josh.
Yeah, I don't know.
In Australia.
Hate to tell you, Josh, I'm not sure about that one. But you know what? There's a bunch of the people that joined us today are YouTube, bud. A bunch of people that joined us today are patrons of ours, and you know what? Thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks
really,
everybody.
love it.
So I'm gonna try to sneak out at work. Crash, you do that. But we'll see you guys tomorrow, and if we don't get to see you tomorrow, unfortunately, you'll be able to see the stream up on YouTube for our reactions, and then of course we'll see you guys for the next episode of Triangle Squared.
All right, thanks guys.
Thank you all.
Bye.